Hello team, this week was a very exciting week with the opening of Bourbon Steak just this past Friday. I'm with David Vamerbeek, General Manager of Bourbon Steak, and Sebastian Giannini, our Executive Chef. Gentlemen, congratulations on a really successful opening.
Thank you.
What was it like after 3 months of having the restaurant closed when the first guest walked in the door? What feeling did you have?
Well, I think all the preparation that led up to it, we were really prepared and ready and waiting. I think the whole reason that we're in the industry is to have guests in the restaurant. We're in the hotel, and so when that first person comes back, when that first person walked in, it really felt like, okay, we're back, and now it's a different process of healing, of reinventing and adapting than what we've had, where we did all this planning, and now finally someone's here to sort of service.
Nice.
So it was really a great feeling.
Nice. And Chef, how did you feel?
I feel alive, to have them. All of our associates came back. We want you back. All of the guests, and it's good, to have some life in the restaurant. We wasn't closed, but the restaurant was closed. Some area, the spa. But when you see, the guests and the child screaming on the restaurant and the guests, we have some life. Some sound, we are happy about that. Please come back.
David, can you walk me through the timeline of what it's like to get the restaurant back opening again?
Yes, I mean it's a multifaceted process, right? We have critical path from Four Seasons. Luckily, we were still open as a hotel, so a lot of those things were easier. Chef Sebastian was able to sort of monitor equipment and keep up with the cleanliness and check all those things. And then eventually, when I came back, I've been back for about 3 weeks, helping out in room service, but also then sort of doing some pre-planning in order to get the restaurant back open. So we had critical paths from both MENA Group and from Four Seasons, and we were able to sort of take those two worlds and kind of continue to combine them. But then once the staff was back, it was really important that we got them as fastly acclimated with new menu items and new beverages and a change in the way we operate. And so that took us a good week to sort of get the leadership team and get some of the wine things solved. And then once the team was back, we spent a full day of training, and that was just a great way to sort of get back and activate. So it's been a multi-month process, but the most recently, the last 2 weeks have been a intensive boot camp, for lack of a better term.
And Chef, how do you open a kitchen of a restaurant that's been closed for 3 months? What happens?
We prepare the organization with all of the suppliers, all of the cook, to ensure we are aligned, with the standard, and we will, to build a healthy relationship, continue a nice partnership, build the bonds. And we have Gerald Harrison came to helping us here from MENA Group. The cook, they feel this positive attitude, and this is amazing because it's a fresh start with a new opening, with a restaurant open since 10 years.
Yeah.
It's a second chance, and we did it. We take this one.
Okay, I know you probably love all the dishes, but what's your favorite dish on the menu?
I want to start, if I want to sit here with a nice, trim cocktail. I like this one, Let's say, with a small glass of wine, not too small, because after these 3 months we need this, and after that, I will order the 7X ribeye, probably, a small porterhouse, 18 ounce, just to give me, the second appetite. All of the side, all of the sauce, and I will finish by all of the dessert at the same time. Come with me because we need all of you at the same table. Bon appétit!
David, your favorite dish?
There's a very nostalgic dish on the menu for me right now, and it's actually on our bar menu. It's the Tokyo Fried Chicken Karaage. I worked for Pabu in San Francisco, and so it's kind of a take on a dish that we had there, done in a more fried chicken style, which I think is better for our city, better for our clientele. So that's got a lot of nostalgia. When there's a little bit left over at night, it's fun to dip a little in the sriracha mayo. But I think the really great thing about the new menu is it's just some little tweaks here and there. You still have a Caesar salad. Now we're tempura battering the anchovy, and so there's just some little tweaks that just kind of elevate the dishes in a great way.
Wow, you guys, the food looked amazing. one of the moments that really I put tear on my eye and I started to well up was when I walked in the ballroom and I saw us with the socially distanced seating and I saw associates that I haven't seen for 3 months. David, could you walk us through what it's like for an employee on their first day coming back?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we were in an interesting spot because we needed, obviously not our whole team. We'd love to get the whole team back, but we were able to bring back a third of the team all at once, whereas some departments need to bring one at a time. So we were able to get everybody in the ballroom together, do a learning experience as a team. And I think for them, it was very helpful to have their colleagues, their friends, coworkers, some people who've been working together for, like Jeff said, 10 years. And to have those people in the room together again was emotional, to say the least. But to be able to get those people there, feel welcomed, learn about some safety things that are changing, do a tour of the hotel, get some new menu information, speak with Chef, speak with Win about wine, speak with Sarah about cocktails, just to get our feet moving again. And then what we did at the end of the day was sort of came back up to the restaurant and did some polishing and some cleaning and some role play, just to make sure that come Friday we were ready to serve. Right, one server said it's like riding a bicycle, and it was. But it's now that we're wearing masks and gloves, it's just relearning those steps in a new way. So.
Chef, what do we have for safety measures in the kitchen?
First, we have the security check at the entrance. Small pin, changing color every day, We take your temperature. I think this is the base, After that, we have all of the checkpoint on the floor, on the elevator. We have all of the hand sanitizer. Every 20 minutes, we try on the kitchen. And we're doing this, to wash our hands. We just have a stencil separate. We have the mark space, for each station. We work with the gloves, we wear the mask, and we try to changing this one, every hour to ensure it's follow the protocol. And after that, I think it's common sense with everybody, because we need to have a synergy, for this. And this is with the front of the house, back of the house, with the front of the house at the reception, and downstairs with the housekeeping. We're helping each other, and this common sense, it's a respect, mutual respect, and I think all of these small steps, are very important, for sure.
And David, how about our guests? What are some things?
Yeah, so like I said, we're still serving guests and we're still serving dinner. Obviously, we're wearing masks and gloves when we do it. Luckily, we're lucky to be in a hotel where people can get their temperature checked at the front door. And so when they arrive to the restaurant, they've gone through already some security measures. All of our menus are no touch, so they're already on the table. We're setting the tables differently. We don't have water glasses and wine glasses out. We have roll-ups for silverware just to sort of protect the guests from possible spreads. We've got a lot more hand sanitizer in the restaurant, and we change our gloves every time we touch a table. We also have our hygiene captains who are going around and sanitizing. Every time we ring in an order, we then wipe down the micro station. And at the end of the meal, when we bring our payment to the table, we make sure that the guest knows that the pen has been sanitized, and we sanitize our Freedom Pay mobile device at the table. So just some ways to make them feel a little more safe and secure. And it's not just about optics. It is really things that are sanitizing the restaurant more regularly.
But a lot of the small things, really.
Yes.
Yeah. Does the hotel feel very different? How does it feel right now just in the restaurant and around the hotel?
Someone had just mentioned, obviously the back of house feels a little quieter. It would be great to see more smiling faces or lit up eyes now, right? Lit up eyes are now the smiling face. So it'd be great to see more of those people. But I feel, at least with the restaurant opening, with a new mural outside of Eno, the pride flag hanging, we have a new painting in Bourbon Steak, just all of these things, it does feel like we're sort of back in a way. We're not back to normal. We might not be for a long time, but the upkeep of the landscaping, the upkeep of the garden, it does feel like still a 5-star property within the city, and it's a great feeling. It's just about getting more people in here, get that energy going, like Chef said, to feel more and more alive every day.
Chef, Friday night, Saturday night was the last 2 nights. We're filming this on Sunday. What was it like?
Amazing, amazing. We have, you know, the cook, the culinary team. They are positive. With the MENA team, they want to learn. They are here. They work hard, but just, you know, what they have achieved, you know, in 3 days, in 4 days, you know, this is so rewarding, grateful, and for that, you know, after these past 3 months, it's a lot, you know, and this came from there.
Yeah, I felt it. Hey, David, I know you were talking to a lot of the guests. When you were touching tables, what kind of things were you hearing?
You know, it's interesting because DC is in between Virginia and Maryland, so some of the diners have already been out to eat. Some of them have gone to patios. Some of them have been around. But some of the comments, everyone is just so gracious and almost sharing in our hospitality. But some of the comments were that they feel like we've been open for a couple weeks. The kitchen was so smooth. Food came out super tasty. But they also feel safe, right? The dining room is more spread out. The patio is spread out, and people are just happy to be able to get back to a setting. Some of our regulars are coming back, and the word I've heard from them is it feels like home. It feels like we're back home. And that's just, you know, Jason talked about a little bit of the emotions that we play. When a guest said to me on the phone, welcome back, as they were making a reservation, it gets emotional. It feels great to see these guests and have them happy.
It's amazing how restaurants are really so important to people's lives, and I think there's a new sense of grace that's happened for all of us who are involved with the restaurant and the hotel. Gentlemen, thank you so much for everything that's gone into this as leaders preparing the teams, and I cannot thank the teams enough who have been on site working tirelessly to make this happen. It's been a huge success, and we appreciate you. We continue to keep the hotel open. We continue to build on success of the restaurant as we continue to drive volume and drive people here and excite people. It allows us the opportunity to bring more teams back. I think the hotels start to feel even a little bit more open as next week we open the fitness center on Wednesday and the spa on Friday. So more updates for next week coming from there. We miss you all so much. Thank you, and hopefully we see you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.